breathe your final breath and charge into the valley of death. The artist is the Divine Comedy. Welcome to episode 12 of Album Armageddon.
Welcome to episode 12 of Album Armageddon. I'm your host, Si Stevens, and joining me as always are my beautiful co-hosts. She's a mass of contradictions. It's Cath Macaulay.
Well, hello there.
And there's something in the woodshed, and I can hear it breathing. It's Stu Whitehouse.
Watcher.
How are you both?
Yeah, we're
awesome.
good, thank you.
Really good.
So,
How are you? How are you, by the way?
Oh, I am just amazing.
well,
As
you
always.
are, and we
I
can
am
all vouch for that.
Divine. Darling. So what is Album Armageddon? Come on, it's episode 12, people. You know the drill by now. Album Armageddon is where we take two albums from a single band or artist, pair the tracks up, discuss, decide on a winner for each track, and then these winning tracks then form the artist's super album on Spotify. Chat, debate, and shenanigans can also be found on our Facebook group as well as X and Instagram. Do we call it X now, or do we still call it X, formerly known as Twitter?
I still call it Twitter.
Fuck it, Twitter.
I call it rubbish, but
Yeah.
And the Muskaverse and Instagram. So sit back and let's go over the three main rules of the show. They are: albums must have the same number of tracks in order for them to be matched up. So on occasion, there may be some creative licensing for this to happen, but that will always follow a strict criteria that we won't get into here, but we'll explain if and when we need to. Rule 2 is that an album can only arrive in Armageddon once, and the same goes for artists unless a strong and genuine argument can be given for them to feature a second time, although there's never a strong enough argument for the wedding present. Rule 3, the host... Are you okay there, Stu?
No.
Rule 3, the host who chose the artist can use the Napalm Death card, which allows them to declare a track the winner, regardless of the voting result. However, this can only be used during the discussion of a track and can only be used once per show. So this is very much a passion and fun podcast, as you should be aware by now. And whilst we do go some way to look at the intricacies of the tracks and the key of the song and such like, you will mainly get our thoughts, feelings and occasional stories around the songs, quite often in jest, because we don't make fucking bajillions of pounds from these songs. As such, we do get passionate and drop the occasional swear word, but don't worry, Stu doesn't let any come through at all. He's like the Album Armageddon Keith Urban, and encourages us all to not be a cunt by not saying cunt, or at the very least hiding the sound the word cunt makes when we say the word cunt, but that's all the other swearies through.
That's about £80 you owe me now.
The check is in the mail. So now, with all of that out of the way, as our intro said, this month is the Divine Comedy, and the albums are Casanova versus Victory for the Comic Muse, which was Stu's choice. So Stu, why the
Yes.
Divine Comedy, and why those albums?
Well, the Divine Comedy. They are great. They are great, great, great. Anyway, about the Divine Comedy. Divine Comedy formed in 1989 by Neil Hannon himself, and they've released 12 studio albums. 9 singles released by the band have made the top 40 UK singles chart, including their biggest hit to date is National Express. Have you heard of National Express? I assume you have. Everybody's heard that song.
Yes, that's...
Not knowingly.
Wow. Okay.
I probably
okay.
have, but I didn't realise it was.
No. Okay. Hannon is a constant member of the creative mind. He's the constant member behind the creative mind of Divine Comedy. He's the only member. Well, he's not the only member, but he's the one who's basically, it's his band. At the end of the day.
He's got the paid
It's
up
him.
membership.
I don't know why he's called it Divine Comedy. He might as well just call it the Neil Hannon Project. No idea, but anyway, he just likes the name of the band. They utilise orchestral instruments and often has a theatrical and cinematic influences. Hannon's lyrics are known for clever wordplay, satire, and intellectual references, often invoking comparisons to artists of Scott Walker and David Bowie. When I read that, I went, okay, maybe. Yeah. Divine Comedy blends orchestral pop with elements of broke pop and chamber pop and indie rock. Do you know what broke pop is and chamber pop?
No idea.
No,
Well,
chamber
they
pop
are very close to each other. I have done a little footnote so I can make sure I got them right. So, broke pop is lush arrangements of strings, harpsichords, brass, woodwinds, giving the song a grand and almost orchestral feel to it.
Okay.
And chamber pop is string quartets, wind instruments again, and other acoustic instruments, maintaining that pop structure as well. And you can't deny that. That's all over. It's all over the
Yeah.
tracks what we've been
Yeah,
listening
not
to.
denying it.
Divine Comedy's live performances are often theatrical, with Hannon performing in character, adopting different personas to match the mood of the music. If I don't know, I take it you guys have never seen them live.
No.
No, so like normally the tour, what they'll do, will definitely have a particular theme, and he will dress up in that theme. So I went to see the Office Politics tour, and it was all that was really good. The stage was all like a normal, boring 1970s office, and they're all wearing suits, and they're all in that persona. It was really cool in that sense. Anyway, the band has maintained a cult following over the decades, with fans drawn Hannon's detective voice and unique approach to songwriting. Despite changes in the musical trends, Divine Comedy has remained a constant presence in the British and Irish music scene. Right, he's also done a lot of, I wouldn't say major soundtrack works. He has done a couple, but has done a lot of things for films as well. So the last film he's mainly done is for Wonka. So I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's actually quite a good film, but he did most of the music for it.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
did.
he did most of the
Is
music
that,
for
hang on,
that.
is that the recent
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
are we
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about-
the recent
Timothy's.
Oh, I've not
No,
seen
no,
the
no,
recent
no,
one.
no. It's the latest one. It's the Timothy Chalamet one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah. The guy from Dune.
Yeah.
And he's done a lot, but like obviously very famous for the Father Ted tune for the theme music.
Of course.
And
Yes.
I didn't know this. I've did some stuff for IT Crowd, and I honestly I have been looking, and I'm yet to figure out where.
He
He
did the theme tune. The theme
No,
tune.
he didn't. Did he?
Yeah, he did the theme.
Well, that doesn't reference it on IMDb. That's really weird.
He wrote the theme tune for that. The theme tune for Father Ted, and I don't want to steal one of your facts here.
No, you go ahead.
He also wrote the greatest Eurovision song ever.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And Cath obviously doesn't know right that. My Lovely Horse.
Ah, yes. Right.
So let's talk about Divine Comedy and what your history is with Divine Comedy, if anything. I'll go with mine. So I've basically loved Divine Comedy since I've been probably about 19. Loads of friends like them. I was introduced to them at a party, with an album, and that's how I've always liked them. And they're just because I got into it because they were funny. The lyrics are really witty and not serious. There's some songs though are a bit too serious and a bit too but which I'm sure we're going to hit on a few of these actually on this collection we've got as well. But like a lot of them, you can see the funny side of them and where they're coming from in that sense. So, Si, have you got any history with Divine Comedy?
I mean, to say I know or listen to nothing that's Divine Comedy would probably be a lie. But then, like we've already discussed, everyone's heard the theme to Father Ted, as well as My Lovely Horse. But other than that, next to nothing. And when I say little, I mean I bought National Express as a single.
Mm-hmm.
And that is literally it. The B tracks on that single were enough for me to go, yeah, I like the song, but the rest ain't something for me. So I gave them haven't listened to them again since a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And that's it. Absolutely fuck all, pretty much, is the answer to your question.
Cath?
Yeah, that's more than I have. So 2 weeks ago, I discovered them. So I had to listen to these two albums for homework. I've never heard their stuff before.
Okay.
So it was intriguing.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to how you'll go to take these apart or embrace them and love them. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Right then, so the two albums, as Simon's already pointed out, is Casanova and Victory for a Common Muse. Right, so Casanova is the fourth studio album, released in 1996. It marked a significant turning point to the band's career, bringing them both commercial successful and critical acclaim. Hannon crafted a bold and witty concept album, largely centred around themes of love, lust, and follies and romantic pursuit, drawing inspiration from legendary figures of Casanova. Casanova was Divine Comedy's first major commercial success. It received positive reviews for its wit, clever lyricism, and its specialised and intricate arrangements. Helped establish Hannon as one of the most definitive voices in British pop. Okay, that is also can be debated if you want to. Victory for the Comic Muse is the ninth studio album released in 2006. So we have actually quite a big gap between the two albums as well. So it's like sometimes when we do it, there's normally like album A and album B, and they're right next to each other. These are quite far apart. The album marked the return of more orchestral and electric style after more intimate sounds of the previous album, Absent Friends. By the way, is a great album. I had to get that on your listening record. The title of the album is a playful noun on the vision for a comic muse, which hints at the band's of humour and artistry throughout the album. Generally well received by critics, who praised Hannon's lyrical wit and ambitious orchestral sound of the album. The album won Choice Music Prize for the Best Irish Album of the Year in 2007. So that's our two albums.
Is that like the Mercury Prize?
That I have no idea. Just maybe our research we should do a little bit more, but I don't know. But I like surface research. It's good. It's quick.
Wikipedia is your friend.
It is. Right then. So before we begin, is there anything else you guys want to get off your chest about the Divine Comedy, or anything else?
I will give a warning. There is one album I feel is far, far superior than the other.
Yeah, likewise.
Okay, that's fine as well. So, right then, shall we begin?
Let's do it.
So, the first two tracks are Something for the Weekend and To Die a Virgin. Something for the Weekend reached 13 in the UK charts. It's one of the standout singles on Casanova. The track became one of the band's most popular songs and helped establish them as the mainstream during the mid-90s. It's humorous and slight a factual story about a man attempting a romantic encounter only to be stopped by a surprise twist. Like a Virgin single. It was a single. To be fair, I couldn't figure out where it got to in the charts. No idea, but it was a single.
It's To Die a Virgin, not Like a Virgin.
No, that's Madonna.
Oh, sorry, did I say that? Oh, no, yeah, To Die a Virgin. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I have it's on my notes. To Die a Virgin.
Not
Sorry.
Madonna.
All right, sorry. The song is a playful, humorous look at the angst and frustrations and adolescence, particularly the fear of not losing one's virginity before becoming an adult. So, Cath. That was nothing in. There was nothing involved in that sentence there either. What do you think of these two songs, and which is your preferred one?
Right, okay, so Something for the Weekend. As the recording commenced, a cacophony of mirth arose, akin to the laughter of 1,000 souls in the infernal abyss. The solemn toll of church bells, a jarring discord, was quickly overshadowed by a rhythmic melody that danced upon the ears. A promising band, it seemed, with voices that soared and harmonies that entwined. The layers of sound, a tapestry woven with skill, filled the auditory realm. Though bustling, the track was a delightful journey, reminiscent of a galloping steed across a vast plain.
Oh, is there a scoring system for this band?
There is. I will reveal the scores at the end.
Okay.
Like a Virgin. The album's inception was a tempestuous affair, marked by the echoes of a bygone television drama. The words of a lover's vow, spoken amidst a storm of passion, served as a prelude to the musical chaos that ensued. The melody, a tempestuous whirlwind, carried the listener into a realm of sonic complexity. Brass, steel, strings, and keys intertwined in a chaotic dance, adorned with samples and effects. Yet, amid this cacophony, the saxophone, a superfluous instrument, found no place. So, Something for the Weekend, I give it 7 out of 10 Dantes. Paradiso. To Die a Virgin, 6 out of 10 Dantes.
Oh, okay.
Also, maybe Paradiso.
Excellent. Okay.
So, Something for the Weekend gets my vote.
Right, Si?
Oh, how the fuck am I going to follow that?
Well, use a different AI.
Okay, so Something for the Weekend. There is something a bit weird about this song, and I think it's the young girl tittering at the beginning of the song. I can't decide if the song's about a Lothario who gets conned by a woman and knocked out by her accomplices when he goes to the woodshed, or he's a bit of a pedo and parents have done him in when he goes to the woodshed. It's a very energetic start to the album, and I'm going to say this a lot during this album. Listening to the songs on headphones or a good stereo system opens up the tracks an awful lot.
Yes, an absolute must. You are right.
There is a huge soundscape here. Just little things that maybe happen once or twice and never again. But they're there.
Yeah.
They're there. The song became a hit when DJ Chris Evans heard the track at a friend's party and then started to play it on his radio show the following Monday. Do you remember those days when like DJs could play songs that they wanted to play?
No.
They still do. What are you talking about?
They
What are you on about?
I think Chris Evans actually owned the radio station at that time, so that's probably the reason why he could do that. I'm sure he bought a radio station in his mega money era. Anyway, to digress now, to Die a Virgin. The vocal samples at the beginning of the track are Jennifer L., who a lot of people will recognise as Caitlin Stark in Game of Thrones. And Toby Stevens from lots of TV and film things. I don't know who the fuck he is. And it's from 1992's The Chamomile Lawn.
Okay.
As a
Did
song,
that research than I.
as a song, I think To Die a Virgin is a better track. It's more complete. There are so many little things happening in that previously mentioned soundscape. The problem is, one of those things is a fucking saxophone. So, what to go for here? Do I put a saxophone on the playlist, or do I put a creepy pedo anthem on the playlist?
No, I'm not having that. No, do not put pedo in this band's vocabulary, please.
I mean, these are the tough choices that people listen for.
What's it going to be?
Yeah, what's it going to be?
Fuck it. May the Armageddon gods forgive me. To Die a Virgin it is in the saxophone.
Oh dear.
Wow,
Right.
So I get the decider. Okay. Now, before I go into these tracks, Divine Comedy use all the instruments.
Yeah, all of
And
them.
you cannot deny it. Every single one is
All of
used.
them.
Apart from the cowbell. I didn't hear a cowbell.
Neither did I.
But everything
Maybe not
fucking
on this
else.
album,
Everything
but they
fucking
do.
else.
You know,
Yeah.
you are right, there's a saxophone. But to me, it's not egregious because you can't overly go, well, that's fucking proper
It still
saxophone.
needs to die.
It's just a stab. It's like a stab here, a stab there.
It's
There's a
annoying.
little bit. Yeah, but it's not a massive solo.
It's unnecessary.
No, it's not. I think you know what?
There
if
are
you've got
other
the
things,
instruments
trombones.
and they can use them. Then use them. So and I think they use every single instrument to maximum effect as well. Anyway,
I can crochet underpants, but doesn't mean I should wear them.
yeah, it should. Go on, do it now. Right, so Something for the Weekend. Oh, I love this song so much. This has got so many happy memories for me. Just, I don't know, it's just such a happy, uplifting song. And yes, it's a bit like, oh, come on, I know you want to. I love that bit. That's a nice line, I love it. And it just goes really well with the track. It's just like, adolescents trying to, get off with ladies and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. It's a really brilliant guitar, bass, drums, but we got a violin, a bow, a cello, we got a trumpet, we got a trombone, and we got a piano. Everything's being used in there, just thrown it all in there. It's fantastic. And the end just builds up amazing as well. So like nice little funny twist at the end. To Die a Virgin, again, another funny track. Top lyric is, well, hey, it's my birthday, and frankly, baby, I can't wait. Oh, that's how nice that line is. It's brilliant. Obviously, please listen to the song because I've just murdered it right there.
But do you know the best part of that lyric as well is that I think the lyric at the beginning of the song is something along the lines of that they took their first date on the 8th of November when she made the promise to him, and Neil's birthday is the 7th of November, so he's waited like a whole year.
Exactly, that's how good his lyrics are as well. There is a sax in this song as well. There is a sax in basically a lot of the songs you probably not really notice because it's so like woven in.
It was less offensive.
And just it's I don't know, it's just part of the soundscape. It's just there. It's a really good album opener as well. I think both tracks are really good album openers, and it's got a really rich, as what I said, really rich full sound. And again, you're going to hear this from me. Headphones is essential for these albums.
Yeah,
to get the most out of them as well. However, I am definitely going for Something for the Weekend. This is a proper album opener. This is awesome. It's just the way it all builds up, and it's just fantastic. So that's my vote.
I couldn't agree more.
Excellent.
Oh, pedo anthems for the win.
No, stop bloody saying that. Right, so next track. Becoming More Like Alfie, Via's Dear Mother. Right, so Becoming More Like Alfie. It's a single reached number 27 in the UK charts. The song is a witty and ironic take on carefree bachelor life to a nod to the character of Alfie, from the British film Alfie. Blending covered lyrics, orchestral arrangements, and catchy melody, Becoming More Like Alfie is a standout track. It offers a humorous, iconic look at the pursuit of pleasure and consequences. The song is a perfect example of Hannon's ability to craft intelligent, intellectual, and theatrical pop. Music edges with critical and literary references. Mother Dear is a heartfelt song about a son reflecting on his relationship with his mother. Lyrics express a deep, sensitive appreciation and gratitude as Hannon acknowledges the sacrifices and love his mother has given him throughout his life. So I'm going to go for Simon for this one.
Okay. Well, obviously, Becoming More Like Alfie, we don't have to mention, as you already have, the samples are from Michael Caine's movie Alfie. Except I just did. I thought
I didn't mention Michael Caine though, so
okay.
You can have that.
Yeah, okay, I'll have that one. I thought we had another sneaky little sax on here, but on closer listen, it's definitely a trombone.
We are very much anti-sax.
Oh, we are very
podcast,
aren't we? There's also some lyrics there as well. I mean, everyone knows that no means yes.
Oh no!
It's like
but like you've got to read it in the context of what it's saying.
Oh yeah, it's like if you take it.
So yeah, please don't think he's actually condoning that. He's like,
but there is a scene
in
the film Alfie where he's basically saying that his girlfriend talks in reverse. So when she says no, she means yes.
Yeah.
And it's like different times entirely. Yeah. However, it's still a little bit of shifted uncomfortably moment when you hear it, and it's certainly
it is.
You don't want to be singing that down the street either, do you? I mean,
I think it's all about context myself, but okay.
Yeah, it's like I mean, you'd have some explaining to do singing that down the street. Let's be honest. Mother Dear is another happy poppy little ditty. We're also featuring a banjo, a fucking banjo. The only other pop song I can think of that features a banjo is Sing by Travis, and even that wasn't that prominent. There's probably a reason why it's not used much outside of bluegrass, country, and parody songs. There are things I don't like about both songs. Musically, I think Alfie is great. There are things I don't like about Mother Dear, which I'm not going to go into here. I just don't like where it put me in a mental capacity, and I'd be glad to not ever hear it again. So Becoming More Like Alfie is the one for me.
Kath?
Okay, so Becoming More Like Alfie, a cinematic introduction, the voice of a legendary actor unveiled the subject of the song. The melody, a gentle strumming, was accompanied by the playful notes of a trumpet. Beneath, a keyboard woven a tapestry of sound, a soothing balm to the ears. Unacquainted with the film, the meaning of Becoming More Like Alfie remained a mystery. The track concluded with a harmonious chord, a pleasant respite from the journey. Mother Dear, a heartfelt tribute, this track celebrated the unbreakable bond between mother and child. Musically, it was a delightful melody, a departure from the band's more experimental ventures. The singer's voice, a harmonious blend, danced with the banjo and other stringed instruments. Reminiscent of the Irish-inspired melodies of another band, it was a comforting and familiar tune. So Becoming More Like Alfie goes to purgatory, whereas Mother Dear goes to paradise.
Wow.
Okay.
Really? Okay, you surprised me there.
Didn't see that one coming.
No, I didn't see that one coming at all. I've got very few notes on the reason I do and don't like in particular tracks. I'll go to the one I'm not going to like first, which is spoilers. Mother Dear. The music's good in it. I find the site, it's sweet, but it's incredibly corny. I just can't deal with the corniness, and there's nothing. It's a very sweet song, and it depends on which way you want to look at it, and it's not offensive or anything like that. It's actually quite a good song, but I find it incredibly corny, and that's not what I want from my Divine Comedy, really.
Fair enough.
So
you don't want any corn with that.
No. Yeah, so I'm going to vote for More Like Alfie, just because I find it the better song. It's more instrumentally more interesting. The lyrics are more, I don't know, I just find the beat as well just a lot more interesting and there's a lot more going on in there, and it's not very corny, and I like it. And I don't know, I am pushing back a little bit, so on the way you describe the lyrics on that one, because I don't see it like that, because I'm reading you could read every single song you ever heard in a different way, and it would mean one thing maybe. In this one, it doesn't mean that, because it's basically how shit this person is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not condoning it. It's like going, it's a character, and you're not meant to like this character, and you're not. So anyway, but I'm voting for Becoming Like Alfie, which I believe is the winner.
Yes, it is.
So.
If you're pushing back there, buckle up.
The next track, Middle Class Heroes via Diva Lady. Middle Class Heroes, the song provides a satirical and orchestral look at the lives and aspirations of the middle class. Musical styles is relative to the mid-90s Britpop and break pop. Remember what I said about earlier on? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You got your notes out of what all that was? Trends with lush orchestral and complements Hannon's often theatrical and literal.
I like lyrical.
Lyrical style.
We're getting that in the English dictionary by the end of the year.
Diva Lady, that was a single, and it reached only 52 in the UK charts. The lyrics of Diva Lady prize a typical look at high maintenance, self-absorption, a woman who is portrayed as a diva. The song plays with the archetypal type of demanding and a dramatic personality, offering humorous and somewhat critical perspective. Now, listeners, this song is what me and Cath have to put up with every goddamn time we record with Si. He's such a diva on this one. He just won't record unless we get all the orange wine gums out of the packet, and then he has all the rest, and the orange wine gums we have to throw away. So,
and your point is,
see what I mean. So for this, I can't look at Si at the moment. He's giving me the evil. So, Cath, what are your thoughts of these songs?
Right, Middle Class Heroes, a captivating introduction, a tale of a young woman seeking her fate. Draw the listener in. The melody, a slow and steady rhythm, painted a picture of a ship tossed by a tempest. Perhaps it mirrored the turbulent existence of the middle class in the 90s. Exotic elements, such as paper globes, candles, and tasteless attire, adorned the scene. A young child, plagued by allergies, lived amidst a diet of humble fare, yet the voiceover, a perplexing interruption, called for revolt against the aspirations and disillusionment. That's quite a difficult word to say. Disillusionment of this class. Diva Lady, a fiery temptress, her Latin rhythms igniting passion. A Gemini, perhaps. Her vanity, a celestial inferno. With makeup as a shield, she demands attention. A diva of the divine. A musical homage to Madonna? A queen of the underworld? Does she sing of her own reflection? Middle Class Heroes is going into purgatory because Diva Lady is going into paradise.
Okay, right. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so middle class.
I'm sorry. Have you got the wine gums?
I've got the wine gums.
Do it right
now.
this time.
I found the red one.
I'm sorry.
They've been sent back.
Sorry.
Middle Class Heroes. Neil Hanlon has actually come out and stated that he hates that opening spoken bit.
Okay.
I totally agree with him. Written as satire from a 25-year-old, it's not very good and just comes across again as creepy Neil, bad Neil, go to your bed Neil. I mean, it is a multi-layered song. You can't pop it on and listen to it in the background. There are just too many changes and things going on in the background. It bobs along, doing its easy listening thing, and then falls away to reveal a scene from a Charlton Heston historical epic movie. I mean, all things considered, you've got to remember this was done on a 24-track tape as well. So there's no plonking samples into computers and manipulated them or anything like that. You basically recorded it and that was it. You did it. It's done.
Well, you can splice tape. And,
yeah,
it's a lot harder. It's not as easy to...
There's an art to it.
Very much so, yeah.
But is it a bit too busy for me? I'm not sure. Diva Lady, for me, is more polished than what we've heard so far. It sounds more mature. doesn't drown in that soundscape until a bit later on. It's a hell of a Britpop ditty, although it was released way after the Britpop explosion. It sounds a bit New Order, albeit without the groove then. And I think Diva Lady is the biggest example. You mentioned it in your opening bit there. I think it's the biggest example of what a niche band the Divine Comedy actually is. I mean, it was the lead single of the album and it peaked at number 52 in the UK top 40.
Wow.
You know, I love the fact that they do actually number the songs after the top 40 in the 40. Seems a bit
but also that could have just been a bad choice of a single to release, because I would have definitely picked other singles off this album. And remember, so I was saying the lead single, but that was just a bad decision on either the management or on
Helen's
side.
It was, because I mean, for me, I got very much Britpop vibes from it. But Britpop had pretty much come and gone by then. The charts were dominated by groups like Girls Aloud and the Pussycat Dolls and Orson, McFly, and I think the Arctic Monkeys started in that year. So, like, it's not their time. It's not this song's time. If this song was released maybe 5 years previously, it would have probably done a lot better in the charts. Either way, it's still getting on the playlist for me.
Excellent.
Right.
Okay. So, Middle Class Hero. Now, yes, I think we've all... Diva Lady's going to win. Let's just spoil it right. Middle Class Hero.
Stu, can we sit and discuss your meaning of the word suspense?
No, but I'm wearing suspenders. Does that help?
Close enough.
It's... Yeah, I mean, I completely understand what Alan was going on about, like not liking the very start of it. It's a bit... But at the time, I really liked it, and I thought it went really well with the music as well. I just thought just the way it was very English, upper class, toffee-nosed. That's the whole point of it. You know, again, you're playing a character you're not meant to like, so not liking the way he's did it, well, that's fine, because he's playing a character you're not meant to like in the first place.
Yeah, it's like saying, I don't know, the Avengers is shit because Thanos is a brick.
That's it, yeah. But it's all
isn't supposed to be sneering at the middle classes. It's supposed to just be about the disillusionment of it.
Yes, that's it exactly. But like the person's like trying to be this one person, but like realizing it's not what it is. The instrumentation in it all as well, like the whole. It's just there's so much going on. You're right. That trumpet though does drive me a bit mad. It's a bit of a repetitive trumpet, what goes on and on and on, but it goes quite well. It is one of their longer tracks, though. I don't even notice that a lot of Divine Comedy songs are, I wouldn't say overly short, but, you know, they're 4 minutes normally. This is like on the longer side for them. This is like 5 minutes and a half or something like that. So, and I think it would have been benefited by if it was probably half the length of this, you know. So,
it's not at all.
No. I think I like it, and I think it's got a place, and, you know, so... And also, you've got to have all those songs you can thrash out those ideas, and then you put them into other songs and things like that. Diva Lady, it's a great song. I don't find that Britpoppy sound at all, though. I just find it just a nice bobbing along song. And
I thought it was kind of Latino.
Yeah. No, okay, I can see that, but I wouldn't have thought that of just the first thing. But it's got a nice little plain riff and a nice guitar bit. What follows? It's just nice. It's just a better song. I quite like the lyrics in it as well. It's funny. So, and it just reminds me of Simon. So that gets my vote.
Perfect. That's the first clean sweep of the evening.
It is, yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Right. In and out of Paris and London, V's Lady of a Certain Age. In and out of Paris and London. The life of a jet setter who moves between Paris and London, engaging in social events and romantic encounters, enjoying the luxury, excitement of high society. V's Lady of a Certain Age. Again, this was a single.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what it reached.
Okay.
So, but it was a single. That's how good my research was.
Yeah, well done.
Oh, thank you very much. The song is a poignant and compelling piece that explores themes of aging, regret, and the passage of time, with a focus on a woman reflecting on her life. Cath.
Right, In and Out of Paris and London. A tempestuous journey through urban landscapes, Parisian strings and Cockney keys clash. A discordant symphony of city life. Like a ship tossed by a storm, the melody evokes a sense of unease, a queasy descent into the underworld. That's a review over for that. Lady of a Certain Age, a Spanish serenade, a mournful melody for a woman of a certain age, a creature of class, well-travelled, her tale, a tragic descent into the underworld, her husband, a cheating love rat, a punishment from the heavens, decent music, a decent journey through the circles of despair. So, in and out of Paris and London, he's going into the inferno to burn in hell, whereas Lady of a Certain Age is going up to paradise.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Okay, that's a bit cutting, but, okay. That's sorry.
Well,
Follow
there are
that.
only 3 levels in
How is that?
the Divine Comedy. It's
Well, I
hell,
suppose there is,
purgatory,
yeah.
or heaven.
Okay, yeah. I just find it a bit too what? You're burning them?
Yeah, you're right. The Lady of Certain Age was released as a single, and there is literally nothing online at all as to where
There isn't, is there?
it went as a chart. It's strange. Unless, I mean, even when it's unless it's that bad, but it doesn't even get registered as a number in the charts. I don't know. Anyway, digressing. In and out of Paris and London. Bad Neil, creepy Neil, back to your bed again. Seriously, the lyrics here leave so much to be desired. I suggested, she protested, I persisted till she said okay.
Again, he's playing a character.
Oh, and let's not forget, I fall in love every day, but that's okay. It's just the price I pay for being a man.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my God. It's also the vocal delivery of Neil Hannon that actually I think of when I think of the Divine Comedy. It's similar to his delivery on National Express, and it's kind of the one that made me steer away from them as an artist.
Oh.
A Lady of a Certain Age? What a song, what a story. Let's start with the facts. The David and Peter the lady is sipping Camperes with is David Niven and Peter Ustinov. One of Noel Coward's socialite parties at Lake Geneva. And once I knew that, it's clearly obviously the stories about a socialite whose life has moved on, passed her by. Sometimes I listen to it and it's a positive song where she's remembering all the good times, and other times I listen to it and she's regretting all of her life choices. It's wonderful and heartbreaking at the same time. If you couldn't guess, I really, really like this song. And we haven't even mentioned the actual music of the song, which is so melancholic. The violin gets its hooks into you, and once it does, it doesn't let go at all. I know Neil Hannon writes a lot of satirical lyrics, but for me, lyrically alone, this isn't even a fair matchup at all. A Lady of a Certain Age blows In and Out of Paris and London out of the water, and to be honest, musically, it does the same again. It's not really a secret. It's Lady of a Certain Age all day long.
Mm-hmm. Good choice.
Right.
Good choice. Well, you've basically explained In and Out of Paris and London. I find it a really good track, but I do understand your gripes with it. I like the music in it as well. It's okay. It's a Divine Comedy song I quite like. I love Neil's delivery of his lyrics and the way he sounds and the way he sings stuff. So I don't know. This again, I understand where you're saying from, like, Si, that this is like what you'd think of a Divine Comedy song, how he'd sing it. And yes, you're right, but that's what I like as well, and that's what I want from a Divine Comedy song. But let's talk about Lady of a Certain Age.
Oh.
It's in my top 10 of all-time songs.
Not just Divine Comedy, just all-time songs.
Fucking love this song. This song is incredible, and if you did not win, and this would have been my Napalm Death. There's no way you're taking this away. This song is so clever on its lyrical delivery, and the music is perfect, and there's so much emotion. And when you read the lyrics, they are really simplistic, and they rhyme, and they move from one bit to the next bit. But when you delve a bit deeper into them, they are so good. About the story of her son who only comes down to visit her like every now and then and flies back as soon as he can. And
Yeah.
and you can imagine her at the bar, and it's just like old guy like trying to chat her up really, and he's going, what do you think of that time I was 70? And he go, no, you couldn't be. It's so fucking good.
And she gets younger as the song goes on as
well.
well.
I know. I know. So this is just, to be fair, if there was no other song, it couldn't be any song of these albums, and this was against this one would win, end off. So that's going in. Boom, done.
Right, there we go.
Another clean sweep.
Indeed it is.
Right then, Charge vs The Light of Day. I don't have an intro for Charge. Sorry.
Charge.
But basically that's what it is. You know, it's kind of a war. You can read into it. It's a war song kind of, and you know, and all that progression forwards in there. Light of Day, an imagining of the light of day suggests the clarity and truth that come with the time and distance, as well as the idea of emerging from emotional darkness into a place of understanding. Simon, can you do my intro for Charge, please?
No. Fucking red wine gums in the bowl.
See what I mean, listeners? See what I mean?
I think there's not much to enjoy. This is going to be very pithy notes for this battle. And I think you'll know my pick before I make it on this one. Charge has a wonderful sound to it, particularly the piano and bass, and it gives the song great pace. Perfect platform for Neil's vocals to project from.
Yeah.
Until the midsection where he seems to be possessed by Barry White, Austin Powers, and then Prince. Once he steps aside, the song builds up to its dramatic ending. However, Light of the Day is simply, for me, the best song off these two albums. It's such a cloudbuster. It's a huge swell of optimism. The vocal delivery is different to what you expect from Neil Hannon as well. It's a Sunday afternoon song for me. You can put it on, you can chill out, which is highlighted by the musical interludes between the verses. Light of Day gets it for me.
Right.
Wow. Okay, Cath.
Wow, okay, that was very quick. Right.
I get that a lot.
Hey!
Right, so Charge, a Latin rhythm, a battleground of words, less poetic than the epics of Iron Maiden. The lyrics describe a military clash. A sleazy love song follows, a descent into the underworld. High-pitched screams, a demonic chorus redeem the track, though slightly. A disappointing journey through the circles of hell. Light of Day, a mournful melody, a descent into the underworld, yet hope lingers, a beacon in the darkness. The chorus, a mournful lament, is tempered by the pleasant melody. Harmonies and a celestial choir offer solace. A journey through the circles of despair, ending with a moment of peace. Charge is going into Inferno. Light of Day is going to Paradise.
Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, we can see a bit of a pattern building up here already, can't we? Right then, so Charge, it's an excellent arrangement of instruments as well. It is incredible. It's got lots of different styles. Some people might actually say too many styles. I mean, Si's already capped on it, like the Barry. I wouldn't say Barry White, but I understand where you're going with it. There's that part of it. But 2:14 to the track, and it changes its style completely. Then it goes back into different melody styles. And I believe the track, if you listen cleverly, it's using a Napalm Death sound sample. I don't know. I didn't even realise near the end of the track.
Okay, I didn't realise either.
And so it's a great lyric at the start. Ladysmith wants you forthwith to come to her relief. It's a great lyric as well. It's like the charge and the battle, and it's all really good. Light of Day. This is a great song. It really is. Both of them are great songs. To be fair, this was really hard for me because I love the way Charge changes a lot as well, and I like the diversity in there. It's another long track, and you don't, as I was saying, the short tracks, but you don't normally get an overly long track. So it was nice to have all those diverse bits in there. Light of Day, I love the soundscape of this song now. It's in this yay old piano right at the start. I quite like that as well. It's awesome. And the harmonies are just brilliant. You know, it's just the way the song just trips along, and it's just really nice, and it's just not perfect because that's a lady of a certain age, but but it's really good. So that song is going in. Light of Day is going in.
Another Queen's Sleep.
Another Queen's Sweep. Okay then. The next track, Songs of Love vs Threesome. My only intro for Songs of Love is Father Ted, and we'll now move on.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it needs any more.
I don't think it needs any more. But obviously, in Father Ted on the series, you never heard any lyrics. It's just purely the music.
Yeah.
So, and this adds all the lyrics to it. Threesome, not really a song. It's a lovely piano bit. To be fair, this is borderline skit, which is one of our rules. But it's over a minute long, so that's why it got in there. I think if I really sat down properly with this, I probably would have omitted this track. But it's in there anyway. But it's a short track. But it's long enough to be included in here. So, Cath.
Right. Songs of Love, a celestial melody, a glimpse of paradise. Yet a familiar tune emerges, a comedic echo from the underworld. Father Ted, a divine comedy, a source of laughter and joy. Those who disagree, heretics condemned to the lowest circle. But a pleasant melody, a reminder of a comedic masterpiece. Threesome, a circus of desire, a descent into the underworld. A playful melody, a tantalising glimpse of pleasure. The piano, a rising inferno, ignites passion, yet the moment is fleeting, a taste of forbidden fruit. The final notes, a sinful invitation to return.
How have you got all that from a piano riff?
I liked them both equally.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay, so which one are you going to go for?
Father Ted.
There we go. There is only one answer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so Songs of Love, oodles and oodles of harpsichord that reminds me of a little bit of Golden Brown by the Stranglers.
Yeah.
But like we've already said it, more importantly, what you have here is basically a reworked version of the Father Ted theme, or the Father Ted theme was a reworked version of Songs of Love. Not sure which way it went.
Oh, probably Songs of Love came first.
I think so, because it's like from 2 minutes in, it's just full on Father Ted. You know,
which is brilliant.
Yeah. And which, I mean, at the end of the day, if a lot of people are like me, it's probably the entry point for a lot of people to the Divine Comedy, as he wrote a lot of the incidental music for the show, as well as, we've said this all before in the beginning of the intro, the loveliest song about a horse that you'll ever hear. And for those wondering about last month's clue, if they missed it from the beginning, they also wrote the theme to IT Crowd, so that was your free Channel 4 songs. Although I have slightly, let's not get distracted, we have some amazing lyrics here as well. Fate doesn't hang on a wrong or right choice. Fortune depends on the tone of your voice. Yeah, not much more you can say that. Threesome? Well, it's a 72-second free piano instrumental. There's no battle at all. Songs of Love.
Nah. Excellent choice there, sir. Excellent choice. Right, so Threesome, again, as I say, I still advise listening to it. I am going to pick Father Ted, by the way. Oh, Father Ted, but the songs I love, Father Ted. It's still really good. And also, when he plays it live, it's fantastic. It's just a really nice little ditty. It's just a nice... And he can play piano. He's really good, proficient at piano. Like, Father Ted, I mean, songs I love. Jesus Christ, stop calling it Father Ted. It's classic. It's an absolute classic. Even if you don't like Divine Comedy and you know British comedy, you know exactly where that theme tune's come from. But as Si is exactly right. The harmonies in this are fantastic as well. Well, you didn't mention harmonies, but the lyrical, the way it's all put together, and the way that the harmonies work in the track as well. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I wouldn't say it's very complex at all, but I do. It depends on how much you really want to look down on it, or knock down at it, really. But it's love it, and we're picking that one.
We could have looked down at it. I mean, I admitted the point of he's in the park watching schoolgirls. I admitted that from the whole thing. You don't want to go down the creepy anthem again.
Yeah, but that was like being. Actually, there's no. I can remember. Is there any religious things about that in these lyrics? Because it's not about the priesthood or anything.
No,
like
no,
that,
it's
is it?
not.
It's
That's
just
like-
the songs. Yeah. I just see.
I
Right.
don't think it is, no.
Right. The Frog Princess vs Party Fears 2. Intro. Right. For Frog Princess, single reached number 15 in the UK charts. If they released Lady of a Certain Age, well, they did. That should have been number 1. So I don't know why that never got to number 1. But anyway, that's a different argument. Frog Princess is a biting, funny song about love, heartbreak, and disillusionment. It plays onto the fairy tale trope of the Frog Prince, but inverts the gender roles, with Hannon singing about his experience with a woman who ultimately disappoints him. And Party Fears 2. It's a cover by the Associates.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, and that's all I'm going to say about that one. So I'm going to go to Cath for this one.
Okay, right. The Frog Princess, a demonic trumpet, a jarring introduction to a tale of a fallen princess, a piano, a celestial melody contrasts with the tragic narrative, whistling, a playful echo amidst the sorrow, a frog princess emotionally damaged, a creature of the underworld, pity, a fleeting emotion as she transforms into a cow, a bizarre punishment from the heavens, a strange journey, yet not entirely devoid of charm. Party Fear 2, a celestial welcome, violins greeting you in the underworld, a party of fear, a descent into the depths, lyrics of intoxication and sinful indulgence, the melody, a decent journey marred by theatrical excesses, a man's fear of commitment, a reflection of the human condition, a descent into the lowest circle. I thought they were both pretty much even, really. They're both sort of in purgatory, but I think possibly the Frog Princess just because it sort of stuck in my head for a bit longer.
Sorry?
Okay, I found the Frog Princess is quite a nice little mellow song. I absolutely love the fun little whistle and trumpet moments which sort of come out of nowhere. They're so different to the rest of the song as well. They do just slap you in the face and then run away giggling. During the verses, the piano gently tinkles along as Neil's vocal complemented with some soft, deep vocals, which are lifted by the chorus. Before those cheeky little whistles come and slap you about again. Party Fears 2. Just as there was no justification at all for the inclusion of that instrumental as the last track, the song that follows it also films into the same category. It's a dire, orchestrated cover of the Associates' Party Fears 2, which actually manages to be worse than the original, which is actually an incredible feat. Simply because Hannon's enunciation is so clear, you can hear every single awful word. Hannon is probably one of the greatest lyricists. So I can only imagine the reason that this is included is that he lost some sort of bet. Again, no surprises here. Frog Princess for the win.
Yes.
Okay. Right, so the Frog Princess, I found it very French sounding. Because maybe because of the kind of instruments they're using. I do love the line.
Is it because it's about a frog as well?
Oh,
You've been a bit.
I didn't really do that. That's a bit racist.
Just the
So it's paedophilia, racism.
Just the
What else
casual
we got?
racism thrown in there.
But I love the line. But how was I to know that just one kiss would turn my frog into a cow? Oh, it's awesome. That line is. Many different types of instruments and sounds, and it's just a big sound. It's great. I don't like the Associates.
I think
I
that
don't like
says it
covers.
all, really, doesn't it?
However, I don't like the original song, but if you like the Associates, I've got to admit, there's nothing really wrong with this cover. It sounds just like, I mean, it doesn't sound just like the original, but the core parts of the original song are all in there. You know, the instruments are definitely in the right place, and it's like, yeah, when you listen to it like side by side, which I've done, it's like, well, it's basically the same song. And they've not, okay, he's zhuzhed up a little bit of his Divine Comedy, but not really. He's just, I think he just really likes the song himself, guilty pleasure, and just wanted to record it. And
I mean, it's a
that was
bit
it.
like when Michael Ball does a cover version, it's the same song, but it's just Michael Ball's.
Oh, no, that's got to go on the cover now. Right, so I'm picking Frog Princess, and that's another Quinine sweep on that one.
Yes.
God, we're rattling through these ones,
Yeah.
aren't we? guys?
It's unusual
So-
that we all agree as well.
Yeah, it's
I know,
like, what's that,
I
the
know.
last 5?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've been 4. We got 4 left. I don't feel like we've been scalded yet, but like I'm sure there's 4 tracks to put me in my place. So, Woman of the World, V's Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World. A Woman of the World tells the story of a glamorous, socialized woman who seamlessly has everything: beauty, wealth, and a social status, but who feels unfulfilled and disconnected with real emotions and experiences. Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World. The song is a loving nostalgia tribute to the TV show. Well, kind of. Capturing the sense and wonder and curiosity of the show, inspired, but with Hannon trying to understand the female of species, which is probably more accurate to the actual song there. So, Si, what do you think?
Oh, I don't know what to think. So, A Woman of the World apparently was also a candidate for the Father Ted theme, but didn't make it, obviously.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I think that's too bouncy for now that it's probably because it's just such a well-known theme. I think A Woman of the World is probably too bouncy for Father Ted.
No, but if you just strip the music out, no lyrics,
Yeah.
and you got the Moogie bit, like that's quite. I don't know. You know what? I can see that. Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, it starts off with a downbeat organ before switching to that more 60s bouncy organ before more whistling arrives. Neil's voice is strong and warm, delivering some fun lyrics, and he's joined by backing singers for the second verse in an almost musical theatre number. I find the song quite catchy, even the over-dramatic, mournful vocals of the chorus. However, there is a fucking saxophone in there.
Yeah.
So, Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World. When I first saw the title, I was like, yep, this is going to be one of those songs where the actual title isn't mentioned at all. How the hell can you get Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World into a lyric and it makes sense? Neil basically went, hold my fucking beer. And produced an absolute pop joy, detailed with horns and strings. However, Neil takes us on a journey where he complains it's harder to understand than all the unsolved mysteries of the natural world, decides that science can do a better job of explaining precisely how an already infinite universe can continue to expand, and where to, than it can of understanding her, and then concludes that fully understand her doesn't really matter anyway because their love is as deep as the Baltic Sea. Got news for you, Neil. You could have saved 4 minutes of everyone's life, seeing as none of your moaning mattered, if you'd have just turned around and said, I love you.
I love you.
I mean, I'm a fan of musical theatre, but there is a better example of it coming up soon, and the fucking sax of A Woman of the World. Or a 4-minute excellent pop ditty that doesn't need to exist. Fuck it. For the ability to get both ITV and one of the most convoluted TV show title names into a song, and it makes sense, I'm going with Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World.
Right. Go on then, Kath.
Right.
Hit us.
A Woman of the World, a mournful melody, a descent into the underworld, yet a playful whistle offers a brief respite. Perhaps a temptress. Jealousy, a sinful emotion, consumes the singer. The melody, a haunting dirge, shifts between eerie and theatrical, a reflection of the singer's torment. The wobbling voice, a demonic cry, adds to the overall sense of despair. Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, an Elizabethan melody, a harpsichord's mournful lament, a celestial adventure promised, yet delivered a mundane tale of love, a descent into the underworld, a familiar journey. The melody, a standard fare, offers a brief respite with a drum-driven interlude, a forgettable journey, lost amidst the chaos of the underworld. I just didn't like either of them, but I think I disliked A Woman of the World more. So Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World gets my vote.
Okay.
Good choice.
I have to come back to you in a second there, Kath. Need to query on that one thing. So, Woman of the World, it's a mental start. If you're wearing headphones, just bounces, and just like. Actually, I got it. I didn't like it. It was like, okay, it's a bit too. It's a bit like the Billie Eilish song, you know, where it was just over distortion because of an effect, and it was just like, I don't like that. It's like, I know what you're doing, but stop it. And I could have done with him stopping it there as well. But a lovely Moog kind of sound. I'm not saying it was a Moog, but it had that kind of feel to it anyway. A nice bouncy track. It sounds like, though, a song, which I think Si's already pointed out, it kind of in a musical. It should be in a musical. It's got that thing, because there's like one section in there where the way the lyrics are done as well, it's a very musical kind of...
Yeah.
You can imagine it in West End
people stamping
story
their
or whatever.
feet.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Stamping their feet to give the percussion.
That's it, yeah. R.T. Clarke's Mysterious World. I mean, sorry, you hit the nail on the head. It's just, how do you get... that? And he basically starts off with the lyric, and it's awesome. This song just makes me smile all the way through. There's nothing horrible about it. It's just funny, and it's just, yes, why did you waste your time with that? Because it was fun, just writing the song and putting all those lyrics together, and him looking like a real dick, but he didn't care because it was just fun. It's just a fun song. My favourite lyric is, well, I think you already pointed out, I don't understand her. She's as deep as the Baltic Sea. I thought that was brilliant. Great middle eight breakdown as well, and the harmonies at that point are really, really good, and really good drum rolls. That has got my vote anyway. Arthur C. Clarke. It's just a classic. Again, if I want divine comedy, that's the kind of stuff I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, next track is Through a Long and Sleepless Night vs. The Plough. Through a Long and Sleepless Night is a tense and emotional charged song about anxiety, insomnia, and inner turmoil. It captures the feeling of lying awake at night, unable to escape one's thoughts and worries. And we've all been there. The Plough, a song about a new employee of a firm who discovers a dark secret and how his life changes. I'm going to go to Simon for this one.
Okay, so Through a Long and Sleepless Night, I understand that he's got a fucking alarm clock beeping through the start of the song. That's why you can't get to sleep now.
Oh, it's an alarm clock.
What did you think it was?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Sure. It's either an alarm clock or it's something spacey. It's just, I'm not sure which. I mean, it builds up and up and up, and then the drums can bass arise, and Neil's got some rather affected vocals here. I mean, there's a real urgency to his vocals on this one. But the song weighs in at about 6 minutes and 13 seconds, roughly.
It's a big boy.
Which is really about 5 minutes too long.
But
But it really does go for it towards the end with huge strings, guitars, and big vocals from Nils too. The Plough is that better musical theatre track I was talking about. The song is pure drama and would be something I would expect to hear on a stage or in a Hollywood musical movie. On the other hand, I also fully understand that this is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. The sound effects in between verses, which would be the interlude that progresses the timeline if it was on stage, lends a lot more to that feeling. Some people just don't like that at all. Simply put, big majestic song, and weirdly something different from the album, but very much what you would expect from the pen of Neil Hannon. It would be an amazing album closer, and even though we're not at the end of the album, I'm going to go with The Plough, but any song after this will probably struggle to follow it.
Okay. Cath?
Right. Through a long and sleepless night, a chaotic introduction, a beeping rhythm reminiscent of a heart monitor in the underworld. Insomnia, a torment, is described with a comedic touch, yet the melody takes a bizarre turn, a descent into the depths of desire, high-pitched screams, a demonic chorus, singing of perfume, whips and sinful pleasures. A strange journey descends into the lowest circle, the slower moments offering a fleeting respite, though the singing remains a discordant note. And the Plough, a symbol of toil, a journey through the underworld, a farm boy's quest for fortune, a descent into the depths. A circus, a place of sin where passion runs wild. The melody, A theatrical performance, a reflection of the underworld's chaos, yet the story, a captivating tale, offers a glimmer of hope. A journey through the circles of despair with a surprising twist of fate. So, Long and Sleepless Night is in purgatory because the Plough is in paradise.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right, so Through It Along and Sleepless Night. It is, as Si's already pointed out, it is one of their longer tracks. However,
Slightly.
The build-up of this song and the anger you get from it, it's ace. It's just so good. The horn in the middle is perfect, but then it goes back to then soft Hannon, and then the mood kicks in, and then it starts building up, and then explodes in anger again. It's just like, it's a really, really good high energy track as well. I think as well. Like really, it sort of. I'm going to use the word showcase because I can't think of any other word to use. But it's like this other side of Hannon where he can be really angry and stuff like that, and I really like that as well. The Plough, it's okay. It's a great story song, and good. As Si was already pointed out, fantastic pen by Hannon. He can really write his lyrics. Again, the music is good. It's on point. It's effective. I've got a favourite lyric. I will not wallow in this house of shame. That's a great lyric as well. But my vote is going to go for the Long and Sleepless Night. And I'm going to deploy the Napalm Death.
Napalm Death Card Play!
Wow!
Because to me, that is the far better track out of the two. But it is really, I do find it important that you do listen to the Plough listeners, because it is a great track as well. And it's exactly what Si said. It's like if you like musical theatre, there's your track. It's like, get on there.
Definitely.
But I just find that Long and Sleepless Night is a far better track. The music just builds. Yes, it's 6 minutes, but I think it's just 6 minutes good of paid off as well at the end. So there we go. I've used my Napalm Death now. Anything is possible.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
It was also going to be used on a lady of a certain age, which I've already said. They weren't going to go that way for me. Right, so the next track is a theme from Casanova, means Count Grassi's Passage over Piedmont. The theme from Casanova, kind of the credits of the track, really, and it's a bit of an instrumental. So I'll move on to the next one. Count Grassi's Passage over Piedmont. Song is about a guy who rides his balloon. Now, this is quite a complex song, I've got to say, and this took a long time to write this blooming intro, so bear with me. All right, the song is about a guy who rides into a balloon, seeing the sights of the world, charting a course between the hearth and the heavens. But because he's reflective about the idea of dying, and by falling out of the balloon, he has gone as high as possible. As he had progressed through the journey, he had become arrogant and even defying death itself. But now the swallows see the balloon cry, "Go back to whence you come." Honestly, read all the lyrics. It kind of makes all sense on my intro there. So, for that absolute nautical thing I've just said, Cath, what you got?
Right, the theme from Casanova, a narrative introduction, a glimpse into the abyss, a trumpet, a celestial instrument plays a simple melody, a keyboard or not, the distinction matters little, romance follows, violins and gentle singing, a fleeting moment of peace. The track, a decent journey, though not extraordinary, offers a glimpse of the underworld's beauty. Count Grassi's Passage over Piedmont. Count Grassi, a mysterious figure, a trek through the infernal realm. Piedmont, a destination shrouded in darkness. The melody, reminiscent of a hobo's wandering, evokes a sense of acceptance. A narrative unfolds, Count Grassi himself, a ghostly storyteller. The upbeat rhythm, a locomotive's journey, carries the listener through the underworld. A decent pilgrimage, not without its charms. So, therefore, theme from Casanova is in purgatory because Count Grassi's Passage is in paradise.
There we go.
That was a good little write-up as well. Go on then, Si. What you got?
I have got nothing like
Nothing.
that. Nothing like that at all.
Nothing.
So, theme film Casanova, another instrumental. We could have swapped songs around so the two instrumentals went against each other. But that's not what we could have done, but that's not what we do at Album Armageddon. Track order remains the track
we're lazy.
order. So, yeah. Count Grassi's passage over Piedmont is going to win by default here, but to make it clear, I don't like it.
Oh.
Busy.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
Busy vocals, string section that wouldn't be out of place in a Disney animation. Reading online, people praise this as being a callback to their earlier work, and this was probably the reason why I wasn't a fan of his music. Yeah, so for me, Count Grassi, but that's just because there was nothing for it to go against.
Wow, okay. No, I am undecided. I've also made a choice, but now I don't know what I want to pick. So
changing your mind.
I've used my Napalm Death, and at the moment it goes to Count Grassi so far. Yeah, so it's that one's won by default.
So there's no point,
but there is a point. I still have a view. I still have to get my point across. Theme from Casanova. I just like the track. It builds up and builds up and builds up. It's a very simple track. I like the way you just all the credits. I quite like it. It's just nice. I think of Hannon every time. I swear Hannon's played every instrument on this. He must have. But I have read somewhere the only instrument he doesn't really play is the drums. Yeah, so whether that's true or not, he's probably changed it now. I don't know. Ends with a sample. What's that? Oh well, it's just a good instrumental track. I just quite like it. It's quite nice. To be fair, I think that would have been perfect at the end of the album. You know, so you got the beginning and the end, and that would just be a nice little take it out.
I mean, I think it is a bit of a throwback. I mean, I don't know if albums did do this, but I would imagine in like the 40s and 50s, albums would have had that sort of credits at
maybe,
the end.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to get some old 78s and give them a spin. Count Grassi, Passage Over Piedmont. It's just a film soundtrack, but it is great. I don't know why you don't like this song. I'm actually a bit confused. Honestly, I thought you would be not all over this, but you would definitely appreciate all the nuances of it all and the how complex it can be and stuff.
I get that, but I think it's
too busy.
Other tracks that do it. Yeah, it's too busy, and I think that there are other tracks that do the elements that this is trying to do better on this album.
Right, okay. I really like their earlier stuff as well, but their earlier stuff, this is why they sort of changed their direction on Casanova, because they weren't getting anywhere. It was very niche, and I suppose you are right, even though this is on Victory for Common Muse, which came out way, way later, but they did like sort of move away from that one because obviously it's got its own audience, but it's not mass appeal. And obviously he wants to be a mass appeal artist, so therefore, he had to change his way.
Mass appeal sells
exactly.
Records,
at the end
you
of
can do what you like.
Yeah, and also, but then it's fantastic to do that. But then he wants to write a song like this, and he goes, you know what? It's not a single. It's going on the album. I want to make it. So just got that sense. Now, I'm personally voting for Themes of Casanova. I know it doesn't do anything to the voting, but I like the idea of having an end credit. Even though it's not the last song, but I just like the idea of it. It's nice. So, right then, the last songs are The Dogs and the Horses v Snowball in Negative. Dogs and Horses, a track about the luck and life and death. And Snowball in Negative is the closest that Hannon has come to discussing and revealing his personal life. I don't know. When I wrote that, I was thinking, it does discuss quite a lot of stuff which you could class as personal, but this one it seems to be more personal to him. Snowball is an idyllic piece, but it paints a picture of the state of his mind at the time, giving and slowly diminishing. Bit sad, really. So, Cath, what are your thoughts?
The Dogs and the Horses A foreboding melody takes us into the lower realms. The singing, a subdued whisper, contrasts with the chorus, a fiery outburst. A cinematic journey, the melody shifting between theatre and a glimpse of the celestial. A range of styles, a chaotic dance through the circles of hell, and a fitting conclusion to the album, a journey through the infernal domain. Snowball in negative, a romantic waltz, a bittersweet farewell to the underworld. The melody, a winding path towards oblivion, shifts between a ballad sorrow and a rhythmic dance. The harmonies, a celestial choir, offer a final glimpse of hope, a fitting conclusion to the journey, a descent into the depths of the underworld. Again, they're both very similar. I think the dogs and the horses is going to get my vote.
Cool.
Okay.
But only very slightly.
Sorry.
Okay, so the dogs and the horses. Right, so Neil, you're building here. So we're going to end the album on a high, aren't we? Okay? Nope, not at all.
No.
Fucking hell. I mean, it's a huge song. It is just so dark and sad. It sounds like a song that should be on a musical or a movie soundtrack. Neil is suitably sad, perhaps even sinister in his vocal delivery. The way he sings, it's a bit.
Have you gone to Billie Eilish song lyric school there?
Yeah. The way he sings is a bit creepy again, Neil. We've talked about this. But pitched against the full orchestra, he sounds superb, and it works perfectly. It is a fantastic end to Casanova. Snowball in negative. As an album closer, Snowball in negative is a bit too much of a tender piano traipsing song for me. It might be because we had the hugeness of the Plough just 2 songs previously, which, on reflection, the Plough against the dogs and the horses would have been a very, very interesting battle. But it isn't. So, Snowball in negative is just a bit too wishy-washy, and as such, the dogs and the horses is my final pick.
Ah, okay. Now, I've actually already changed my vote again. It doesn't matter, but I have changed it to be what the general consensus is because I just had another quick little listen while you guys were talking, and
you're so fit,
and
Stu.
you know what I don't know what I was thinking that Dogs and Horses is such a far superior track. The bit where you can just imagine him on the grand piano, just really ramming up his hands when it goes really loud, and he's just like,
which I found really irritating, if I'm honest.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, I loved it. Oh no, that's proper. That's good. That is proper. Listen to how posh I am.
PWOPA.
And my favourite line in the Dogs and Horses and everything that lives must die.
Oh, that was really irritating as well.
Good. No. Cath, I will mute you. But it's another.
There'll be AI cat. No, shoot. I totally agree with everything you just said.
I love the wedding present.
No.
Again, this is another soundtrack song. If you ask me, it's absolutely wonderful in that sense, like big soundscape kind of thing. It's not about negative. Now that was my pick, to be fair, until I re-listened to it. Just, I think it's a good track in there, but it is a little bit wishy-washy, as Si's already pointed out. The piano note at the end, that's just like dun fades out. You're going, okay, Anne.
Fades out.
No, it's not a fade out. It's a natural
ending,
natural fade out of a note. It's different to there. You're on sliders and taking them down while playing a full bloody song, and you can still hear it going, oh, there's some bits there. Oh, they played a different guitar bit. Oh, it's gone. Sorry, can't have it back. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is Dogs and Horses is the final winner of this album. Right, so let's mark it in the computer. Blip, blop, blip. And the votes are locked.
Right then. So, what's on the album?
Right, this album is Something for the Weekend, Becoming More Like Alfie, Diva Lady, or Si, as we're now going to call it, Lady of a Certain Age, The Light of Day, Songs of Love / Ted, Father Ted, Frog Princess, Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, Throughout a Long and Sleepless Night, Count Grassi and the Passage of Paramount, and The Dogs and the Horses.
Excellent.
We're calling this album?
The playlist title is Victory for a Casanova.
That's because I was trying to think how we're going to put that into. How we're going to rearrange all that. So, but no, that's good. That's a good album. And you know what? What? When you look at it, it is a nice split of the two albums. So I think at the beginning, when I think this might be, we said this even off air, that you thought, oh, it's a clear winner of which album's going to win. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. No, it's an equal split.
Right.
6-6. You know, it's a good. So the title Victory for a Casanova is a good amalgamation of what we're getting.
It can't be 6-6. There was only 11 battles.
Well, that is true. I miscounted one. Anyway, I'm not a mathematician.
It was close.
I'm not a mathematician. I was just in the one I forgot to count. Anyway, blah blah blah.
So that can be found on Spotify.
If you like.
See, it's not just me who makes mistakes. Not just me.
Let's try this again. And that can be found on Spotify by searching for the title of the playlist or searching for the album Armageddon profile. Or, alternatively, joining the album Armageddon Facebook group, where you will find a pin post right at the top that links directly to all of our playlists from the archive, as well as some other shenanigans going on with our ever-growing community there. The last thing we ask is you to drop a 5-star review on the platform you are listening to right now, as you share the podcast and group on your social media platform of choice. Or even all of them. Do all of them. We don't care.
Invent a social media platform and then put it on there.
Yeah, that was MySpace. Put it on MySpace. And that just leaves us to put a bow on this episode to tell you that next month we are featuring an artist who were the first independent artist to top a US Billboard chart. And to say goodbye. So say goodbye, Cath.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Stu.
See you later.
And until next time, see you all then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.